up the Puget Sound's biggest news. Of course, yesterday, the Seattle City Council approving the amended employee head tax.
So though the past tax, easy for me to say, there was just a little more than half of the tax that was initially proposed. Some businesses and residents are still upset with what did pass. I hope that made sense. One major point of contention is over how the estimated $50 million the tax will raise will end up being spent. Critics say the city has raised taxes to fight the homeless epidemic before and have not been very successful thus far.
They keep promising us results, that if we just pay a little more in taxes, we'll get these amazing results. And we don't get the results, but we end up paying more and more. And it's making it impossible for the middle class to live in Seattle.
So Dubin there, who is an attorney in Seattle, is so riled up by this crisis, he is running now to be a state lawmaker. He wants to do something about it. The city says 2/3 of the new money raised by the tax will go to build affordable housing, and the mayor has pledged to make sure that the money is spent as efficiently as possible to make the biggest impact.
So, of course, the case here is that major companies like Amazon and Starbucks are going to be paying the most for the employee tax, but many small businesses will be affected greatly as well. For example, temporary employment agencies. Parker Staffing Services in downtown Seattle has been a company for 40 years. They've helped thousands of people find temporary employment, which often leads to long-term jobs. And yes, they are also included in the 600 businesses who are affected by this employee tax. Debbie Crandall, president of the company, anticipates her business could potentially shell out $35,000 to $50,000 per year. That figure, she says, is based on the 21 internal employees at the agency, but also the 130 to 150 outside or temporary employees the agency is responsible for also.
It's going to cost us quite a bit of money next year. I am anticipating passing it on, which means just adding that 14 cents to our client's bill rate, unfortunately.
In other words, Crandall says the employer will likely have to absorb the cost of the head tax, which Crandall estimates, as you heard, to be 14 cents per hour per employee. For her, that means perhaps changing the company's game plan moving forward.
My next step is to take a look at where my growth is going to come from next year. And I don't anticipate it's going to come from the city of Seattle. I'm going to look at other municipalities to bring my services to.
Yeah, she also says it's unclear how businesses will respond to the head tax, but you heard her say it's in her best interest to put greater emphasis on finding her clients' jobs outside of the Seattle area. She also says that on top of the employee tax, the agency is also responsible for benefits, holiday pay, family leave, and the property tax on the office itself, which she says increased by 14%. She hopes overall the city council will help smaller businesses out.
Another potential impact of the employee tax could be higher prices at Seattle area grocery stores. We heard recently from the Washington Food Industry Association. This is a group that represents several independent and mom-and-pop grocery stores. The West Seattle Thriftway is one, Metropolitan Markets to give you another. They anticipate for many of the smaller stores, this will hit them the most.
Have to increase the cost of groceries to make up for the tax.
It is unclear exactly which products are going to be affected directly, but the association also expects this could impact wholesalers and distributors as well. You can read more about the employee tax, the vote yesterday, the impact this could have potentially on business, big and small. Just go to the Seattle employee tax section of our website, Q13fox.com.
All right, the other